Hello, YouTube. I want to talk about the journey of starting a YouTube channel and what they don't say about when you have zero views, when nobody clicks on you, nobody watches, and you have to keep posting. When you feel like nothing you doing is working, but you keep posting. It's a 44-day journey into YouTube and what they don't say, how hard it is, how much tenacity and how much faith you got to have in yourself. And you really have to lean on God. Nobody talks about the real pain and hurt that it takes, and the information that you have to dig deep within yourself, because starting a YouTube channel is just starting. You just start, and you don't stop. So I just want to discuss this 44 days that I've been just posting and not stopping. And no matter how hard it get, I won't stop. And that's for the person that's thinking about, man, I want to do this. Do it. Do it. Just start. Because that's the only way you're going to get better. You just got to hit the button and start talking. Because somebody going to start listening. Eventually, somebody going to say, man, if he can do it, I can do it. Eventually, you going to get traction. Eventually, somebody going to look at my videos and see where I started and how garbage it was. I know I'm not that good, but I'm not going to quit. If I want to get better, I got to keep posting. And that's the greatest thing that we have today, that we ain't never had the opportunity to just keep going. This is the time, no matter where we at in life, start and don't stop. And that's my message. Just start and don't stop. You say you believe in God, then every day you got to keep going and keep believing. And that's the true faith. That is the true acknowledgement of how much he loves us and how much we need to show we love him. Lip service is easy. Doing the next hard thing is where it get rough. Doing the next thing that we not applauded for. Doing the next thing that nobody writes a check for. That is where the rubber meets the road. And that is what I'm learning. I am learning so many things by sitting behind a camera and saying, I'm just going to start. I'm just going to record. I'm going to say how I feel today. And how I feel is being grateful for having an opportunity to push myself to limits I ain't never been before. In order to have things I ain't never had, I have to do things I ain't never done. And that is what I'm doing. I am doing things I've never thought possible. And I continue to push that barrier every single day. Every day I will keep continuing to push myself to greatness. Why? Because it's in me. It's in you. You have to stand up today and say, man, it is my time. It is my faith. It is my opportunity to stand and start to speak my truth. We can all sit around and cry about what we don't have. But what are you doing to have the things you do want? Do have. You have to be who you want to be. You have to show up and do what you need to do to have the things you want. And that's the key to life. You know, we all sit around and we complain about the government. We complain about all of these things. But you know what I've learned through this? You know what I learned through all the oppositions that's going on in the world today? I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all the comedians out here today. Because the ones that's speaking on platforms, they put in the work. They put in the work to have a platform to speak. Some, even though it might be what I don't want to hear, but it is what other people want to hear. What you have to say is important if you believe in yourself first. You have to ask God for that confidence, and then you have to show up with it every single day. You got to show up when you don't want to. That is where the rubber meets the road. You have to show up when you don't want to. You got to show up and say, God, lead me. God sometimes wants us to lean on him so tough that when we don't feel like it, we got to just say, God, lead me. Show me. It's in you. It's in you already. You just got to activate it. This presidential election has taught me so much. A man convicted of 40 felonies become president. He wanted it. He didn't care what. He took it. Bottom line, he took the presidency. He wanted it that bad. How bad do you want to stop being where you at? You gotta want it that bad. But we as Americans cry every time you turn around. We got a crybaby story. When we gonna have a victory story? Because victory is up to the individual. It ain't got nothing to do with who president. It don't have nothing to do with your circumstances. It's got to do with what's inside of you. Eric Thomas said, you better have that dog in you. So, yes, in these 44 days, my dog is getting stronger because why? I'm feeding him. I'm feeding him something he ain't never tasted before. And that's becoming a man I ain't never became before. That's fighting with perseverance. It's fighting with persistence. It's fighting with what's in me that's always been there, laying dormant. What's dormant in you? So yes, that's why I say I'm going to talk about what most YouTubers ain't talking about, because they talking about just post, just post. That's what you got to do. You got to just post. Because in these 44 days, it's been tough. 0 views. 0 views. Down. But guess what? That is what brings the dog out. That is what brings authenticity to the table. That is what brings the intensity. That is what brings what's dormant to life. So if you don't think you got what it takes, keep posting. If you don't think that you got it, man, go back. Pull up my videos. Look, you will learn something. From my 44 days, you will learn something. Take it from me. You can learn just where I'm at and start where I'm at. You know, you can start 44 days behind me, and believe me, within the next 6 months, you might be further than me. Because you might activate that dog in you. But you got to start. You got to start posting. You got to start doing, and you can't just sit on the sideline. Right now, we have the greatest opportunity to become the greatest marketer, write that greatest book, and promote it yourself. Because what you can do is you can become the best of you and keep going with the best of you and drive the best of you, and you will be surprised where you end up. You will shock yourself. Why? Because when you start to truly believe and invest in you without somebody saying, here go a paycheck, you're going to bring something out of yourself. You're going to bring something out of yourself because you have done something that you would normally do. You're going to do some things that you don't normally do. And that is what's going to start to change things in your life. It's going to start to move the needle. You have to move the needle. Everything around us is lessons. If you can open your mind up and stop being broken. You got to stop being broke. It ain't that your bank account broke. It's your mindset broke. Okay? I know. I'm telling you, in the last 44 days, what this has done for me and the greatness that it's bringing out of me. And I didn't even realize it. But I have not stopped on this journey. In actuality, every day I get a little better than I was the day before. Why? Because I sit and I say I'm going to be 1% better than I was the other day. My message is going to be a 1% better than it was the last message. This is what YouTube is giving you. It's giving you a platform. It's giving you everything you can possibly want in your life if you take advantage of it. This is the greatest opportunity in American history. You ain't got to be a YouTuber. You can be whatever you want to be and start to write your own journey. You can write your own path. You can do what you can have never been able to achieve in history. This is your history. This is your chance. This is your chance to leave your mark. Are you going to take that chance to leave your mark? Are you going to become that scientist that you know you could be? Are you going to become that person that's going to mine bitcoins? Are you going to be? All of these things are possible. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. The only person that's going to limit you now is you. There's no reason for us to be crying about opportunities when they all around us. And the barrier for entry is low. An iPhone, a light, that's all you need. All you need, the barrier for entry is low. Honestly. I mean, I am overwhelmed by all the opportunities that's in front of me. And that is the truth. But I have to start. And I have to start today. Not tomorrow, today, and on every opportunity. I cannot, and I have to be consistent. Consistency is the key. That's what this 44-day journey has taught me. Consistency. Short video, long video, consistency. It's all about consistency. It's all about looking around you and learning. It's all about taking advantage of every situation you can. Leveraging everything you can for your next move, for your next strategy. Strategizing, thinking, moving, talking with God. God is the truth. Everything around us is an opportunity God handed us. But we too busy thinking that the manifestation is just going to bring it to us. Y'all, you gotta have the right mindset. You gotta be in the right frame to attract that. If you're not practicing every day of your life to attract that to you, then how you gonna get it? Just sitting up saying I'm gonna do or sitting in that little broken mindset and saying God help. You're not going to get there. Okay? You have to put in work. Faith without works is dead. Okay? For the first time in my life, I feel invigorated. I feel this strength of achievement. Why? Because I put in work. 44 days has started to change me getting behind a camera, saying, I'm going to be 1% better than I was yesterday. All you got to do, pick up the camera, push play, let your heart sing out, and then say, tomorrow I'm going to be 1% better than that. And if you don't be 1% better than that, come back and try to be 2% better than you was the day before that then. And then you just keep going. You keep putting money in the bank. That's all this is. And eventually, that account is going to be big. That account is going to be that number that you never thought you would achieve. But it was all the little achievements that made the big achievement. Don't look at the empire. Look at the small wins. Without the small wins, the empire don't get built. Okay? We build an empire one brick at a time. You're going to build your YouTube channel one conversation at a time. You're not going to go viral on your first video. And if you do, good. But I guarantee you, nobody went viral on their first video. I guarantee it. They might have got lucky, but they have been doing it a while. The ones that fired up that video that went viral had been doing it for a while before it went viral. They just didn't make a viral video. They had been playing on YouTube for a while, and then they figured it out. Boom! Once you do this organically, once you do this naturally, you just got to give. You just got a talent. This is something that money cannot buy. It's your talent. So when you building your skill set, you gonna have your skill set without money. But the money is gonna be because of your skill set. No matter if you go broke, you got a skill set. Do you understand what I'm saying? 44 days. I'm developing a skill set. I'm developing what God had already instilled in me. But I had to practice. I had to show up every single day and be consistent. I had to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to do it when the numbers don't look like it. You have to do it when it look like, man, this is hard. This is tough. And you got to keep showing up. You gotta show up when them numbers say you suck. When it flatlined out and it's 0, 0, 0, leave a comment, please. I want to know where you at on your journey. What you been thinking about and why you ain't started. I want you to leave that comment because I want to hear from you. I want to know your struggle. I want to know why you won't take that leap on the things that you want to achieve in life and why you ain't got started or why you stopped. Because a lot of us, I have stopped up many a times in so many areas in my life. I have stopped. I have quit. Try to go back, quit again. Try to go back. That's what I thought was going to happen when I started this. But I was devoted. I was in it. I was locked in. But God was locked in because he had a gift inside of me. And he was going to practice it. And he was going to make me practice. And he was going to make me show up until it was going to produce what he knew was in me. Let God show up in your life. Let God be what he need to be in you. Because that's what this 44 days have shown me. It has shown me I got what it takes. It has woken up that dog in me. Now I understand what Eric Thomas was talking about. That dog. That is what makes us the greatest spiritual being when we let God guide us into that divineness. YouTube is expression of that divineness. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Because this is for that person that's thinking about, man, I want to quit. If you're thinking about you want to quit, don't. You one idea, one message away from your breakthrough. Don't stop. Keep going. If you ain't started, it's time to start. I'm only 44 days ahead of you. I'm only 7 subscribers ahead of you. Like, subscribe. Please leave a comment. That's what I'm telling anybody that right now that clicks on, that hits this. I want you to stop. I'm gonna put on stop. Because this is an opportunity that can change your whole bloodline. And let them understand that the opportunity is here and now. Don't let 2025 pass you by, because 2026 might not have this opportunity written on it. I'm going to be honest with you. We are in the greatest time of opportunities in history. Don't let it pass you by. Don't keep sleeping saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Don't let next week be that 50 years for me. I'm 49 years old, you hear me? And for the first time in my life, I feel invigorated. First time in my life, I feel the purpose. I feel the boiling over. If you're young and you listen to this, start today. Grab your camera and hit. Grab your phone and hit record. Boom. Just start and don't stop. Do not look at the screen. Look at what you are getting inside of yourself. Because you are the biggest problem. You are the obstacle. When you break that cycle, you're going to break into the greatest you. That is what YouTube is giving us as an opportunity to break the cycle within self. That camera is the breaking into the new you. Let this be the 2025 that you break the curses and the cycle and become the new you. I'm just giving you transformation 101. I'm just giving you the blueprint. I took you from A to B. All you got to do is take A and go to B. And then I promise you your cycle and the changes will start. Let's take the journey. Like, subscribe. And let's take this journey together. I will be showing up every day. Take the journey together. Till the next time, the journey.